So I'm like 30 something episodes into Yards, and I was just thinking about how I've actually never properly introduced myself to everyone who's been watching. Gotten a lot of new watchers, collectors, etc. over the years. And yeah, I should just tell you guys a little bit about me just in case. My name's Dave, Black Dave in the streets. Recently, Black Dave Mark II. We are updated. We are better, faster, stronger. Nicer aiming systems, better beam rifle. Cooler beam saber. And I am what I describe a creative person working at the intersection of anime, streetwear, sneakers, and rap music. I've been making music for like 20 years, starting out playing bass in punk and hardcore bands and eventually rapping. I've been a deep anime watcher for about 25 years now, and I've been into streetwear for about 20 years. I started by reading Hypebeast in like 2004 when I was in high school, and got really into it from there. Started collecting sneakers in 2012, but I had been skateboarding for a long time before that, maybe since about '03. And so I started out and still am a deep Nike SB collector. I should have worn Nike SBs today instead of Jordans, the Pine Green Air Jordan 1. But Nike SB Dunks and Air Jordan 1s are so close to each other that whatever. So in 2020, I got into Web3, NFTs, bought my first crypto in 2017. I've been releasing anime, streetwear, rap music, sneaker themed things on chain since December of 2020. I kind of got my notoriety in the space through making music and being a guy who goes on the internet and talks like this and writes about things, and it's been cool. It's been a bit of a journey, I think. The market changes so much, and I think as a creative person, we didn't really think that what we do is affected by an external market. I always say Louis Vuitton still sells even when the economy's down, and it may sell less, but it does still sell. They don't have to close other stores, And the idea that art as a luxury product on the internet didn't feel like it should have been something that was so easily swayed by the markets and that people were actually interested in it. I think I found out that people were more interested in money than they were in collecting things that they were into. And this obviously isn't every person, but you know the vibes with that. Throughout my time in Web3 and NFTs, it was simple for me to sort of understand all this stuff because I really equated a lot of it to playing MMORPGs, where you would have digital items in your bag, you would have this digital currency that only worked inside the game, and you would just use that and trade on that, and some things were better than others, some things were cooler than others, some things were more useful than others. If you had one thing, it allowed you to do another thing, etc., etc. I feel like the blockchain really just put all of that into a form that everyone could read, as opposed to scrolling through like game facts or whatever you use to go through reading about MMOs. I'm a Final Fantasy XIV guy. I actually started out playing EverQuest in middle school give you an idea of how old I am. And so for me, it always made sense because I was always a role-playing gamer. On the music side, I started out playing bass in a punk band called Extremist Whitey. It was supposed to be political, but I don't think our songs were political. Also, every song was called Take Your Hit. I still don't know what any of the songs were about or anything. I was a Hot Topic kid coming up. I got really into Sky's Airplane. I started an electronic hardcore thing with one of my friends called Robo Reptar. Did that for a while. Joined like this new metal influenced hardcore band with my friend Ryan called EVA. We did that for a few years. We got some music out. Go find it. It's amazing. And transitioning out of the electronic stuff, I got into rapping, making beats, et cetera, being on SoundCloud, getting into DJing. I started a streetwear brand. I was throwing parties. I was throwing rap shows. I started up this like local cultural blog where I live in Charleston, called Charleston Hype. I started running like this bootleg brand where I would print shirts that said Charleston, but use the logos of other brands. It was kind of my homage to streetwear, I guess. In the early days, you would find streetwear brands copying luxury brand designs, sometimes ending in like a cease and desist letter or whatever. And so that's a really huge inspiration for me. I know I'm rambling. I feel like a lot of this is for me more than it might be for you, but hopefully you can end up somewhere from it. So once I got into rapping, I put out my first mixtape called Owl Eyes Part 2. All my friends were on it. I got a bunch of SoundCloud beats, and I just kept making music, and I'm kind of here now. In 2020, I had put out a 3-song EP every month, trying to find what I wanted to make my music sound like. And I landed at this mix of trap music and like hardcore rock, sort of naming all the inspirations over the years and just making songs about anime and being awesome. Well, the songs are really about anime. The songs are about me being awesome. And then I use anime as the, what's the word, literary tactics, I guess. You know, the metaphors, the similes, etc. So I've been doing that for a while, and that's been a lot of fun. I've gotten a lot of really cool opportunities through being in Web3 and making music. Got to play shows in places I couldn't imagine I would ever play shows. I could imagine, I guess. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I could definitely imagine it. There's so many more places to play. In Web3, I tried a lot of ideas that were interesting to me as it involved the technology, whether that's cryptocurrency, NFTs, the blockchain itself. I'd put out a song that was priced at 3 Ethereum. Who knows what it's worth, but that's what I priced it at. And a group of people purchased it at that price, 42 people. And then I created this structure where everyone who had participated in the purchase of the song was able to make decisions on the song. It was this idea that in music, as it relates to crypto and NFTs, the audience, the consumer, the collector, the financial participant would feel incentivized to make a song go crazy, or make an artist go crazy, right? And so with that, I sort of jumped down this rabbit hole of that experiment, letting the folks decide on things like the music video, the marketing budget, if I should release it on DSPs, et cetera, et cetera. This experiment never concluded, so the song is still in limbo. I did get a vote on the song coming out to DSPs, I just never did it. So maybe one day I'll come back to it, but I'm sure everyone who participated has either forgotten or is uninterested, and I understand. Thank you for playing. Hopefully we can finish it up, or maybe I'll just start making some decisions and then circle back around to the people who remember. It was really interesting because there were people who worked across music who participated, and I thought, oh wow, like maybe they'll tell a friend, maybe they'll tell a colleague, maybe they'll help push it somewhere, do something. A bird just landed on the camera. Yeah, I think that's interesting. Yeah. Later on, I launched something called Black Dave Token, which is essentially an NFT. I made 1 million of them, priced really, really low, 0.00025 Ethereum a piece. And the idea was that as a creative person, one of the biggest things that holds me back from being able to get my ideas off is money, whether that's thinking about money to pay bills or having money to execute on the ideas. And so Black Dave Token was this experiment. I don't like the word experiment, but I know we say experiment a lot in Web3. Exercise, I guess, in trying to alleviate that while putting out my ideas. I'm still putting out the ideas. Black Dave Token still exists. I think around 27,000 of the 1 million have been sold, which is amazing, really cool. Solid exercise. It still exists to help people continue to mint them. It ended up spawning a group chat for all the people who hold at least one token, filled with interesting people who are really smart and know a lot of really cool things and want to see me do well and win and shit. Super cool. I started doing this video series that you're looking at right now called Yards. Launched a PFP project with one of the homies called Project Pharos. It's still out. It's on base. Feel free to get one. We're still working on doing really cool things with that. I feel like the journey that I'm on is really hard to describe in its present state. So I'll probably stop here. Mint 11 of these if you're skinny on Zora. Thank you for supporting me wherever you're supporting me, however you're supporting me. Yeah, have a good one. I'll see you next time.